Welcome to Jim's Uncut. I'm Heather.
And I'm Molly.
Let's cut it up. Today we are talking about good debt versus bad debt. And maybe somebody raised an eyebrow that because what is good debt? Do you ever hear about good debt? I don't know. It's not talked about that much, if at all. But today we are here to tell you that there is good debt. And I think this is a really exciting podcast for us because whenever we meet with people for the first time and they're trying to figure out what their goals are for their household, for their future, and if they do have debt, typically one of the first things they rumble off is to get out of debt.
Yeah, my number one goal is to get out of debt.
Right. And we're just like, interesting. Tell us more. Because little do they know, they probably are sitting on some good debt that technically getting themselves out of that debt quicker could be a huge financial risk to building their wealth even greater. So right. I think to kick this off, let's talk about what is good debt.
Yeah, good debt is the debt that helps you build wealth, increase your income, or an investment that helps your future. It's strategic and it's really tied to something that may appreciate over time, or it could just be a low interest debt. So some good examples would be like student loans. This helps your career. I mean, think about it. If I didn't loan the money, I might not be here earning this income in this career.
Right.
Mortgage, that's usually a good debt. You have the house. It is an asset that appreciates for you.
Right.
And that interest can be deducted on a tax return. So it's not all that bad.
Right.
Or like a business loan. Hey, I'm going to take out money to go start this business.
Yeah.
Again, is that helping you get that income? And our good rule of thumb is, hey, any interest rate on a debt that's 7% or less, that is like a cheap rate of return or that you could get. It's a cheap interest rate that you could definitely get that in the stock market. Don't pay off that 3% mortgage on your house, that you have from 2020.
No, I think that sweet spot is really getting them to understand there is a number here that we are going to earn over time, over a long-term period in the stock market over what you are borrowing against.
Right.
And in that case, let's work on getting invested, paying that debt, even if there's some interest there. And if there's an opportunity to still net positive in your pocket, taking on that debt is good. And it really all comes down to your budget, your income. Are we overspending on the month? Because if we don't have a grasp on our fixed expenses versus our income and making sure that, we're good in those aspects and we're not at a deficit every month. Because typically if we find ourselves at a deficit, we are reaching into those buckets of bad debt.
Yeah.
What are some of those bad debt things that get mixed up in the world with good debt?
Well, I don't know if they get mixed up, but they drain your resources.
Yes.
Without giving you anything in return. There's no value in it. So big one is credit card debt.
Yeah.
I mean, shoot, if you don't have it, then you're like, I'll just put on that credit card and you don't pay off that statement balance.
Right.
That's going to accrue at potentially, up to 29%.
Right.
As much as I would love to say we could outdo that in the stock market, that's not realistic.
Right.
And so that's a bad debt. It's over that 7% that we were talking about just a few minutes ago.
Shoot,
and helps.
add 20%.
Yeah.
We're not making that.
No. Not consistently, but I know your credit card is.
Yeah.
So,
credit card.
buy now, pay later. Bad debt.
Yep.
If you can't afford it, why are you buying now, pay later?
Right. Unless there's 0% interest or we got this. We needed to get new windows on the house.
Sure.
And we've got the money, 12 months to pay it, 0 interest.
But a lot of those buy now, pay later are on just standard shopping websites.
Oh,
now.
yeah.
And that to me is not necessary. Sure, tires or windows, those are needs, but are they wants? That I want that really nice pair of shoes, buy now, pay later. I kind of need the windows for my house. Buy now, pay later, that might have to be how it is, right? And like we said, anything over 7%. Hey, man, my car note is 12% because my credit score is bad.
Right.
Yeah, that might be something that we want to work on. But car could be a bad debt. And the good rule of thumb is putting 20% down, including the cash and the trade-in value. financing 4 years or fewer, and then that monthly payment for the car, insurance, monthly maintenance, like no more than 10% of your income. And I think a lot of people will just get a car. They're like, oh yeah, sure, I could afford that, but it's like 20% of their income.
Right.
And then add insurance on top of that, and they're like, wow, I don't have room to save or do these other things.
Right.
That would be a bad debt. But if your car payment's only like 5% of your monthly income, then okay, that's probably not bad,
Yeah.
right?
Absolutely. Well, let's assess this. So, like when we sit down with somebody and we're doing debt management and really just trying to get a picture so that we have a better idea of how to advise, the things that we're looking for is what is the debt? What is the interest rate associated with the debt? What is the terms? Length, 5 years, 15, 30. What is the monthly payment?
Right.
And then we're talking about, okay, what is your income and what is your fixed monthly expenses with the debt included? And so at the end of the day, we really love having a portion go towards your fixed expenses, typically 50. Love it when it's less.
Right.
And then that other 50, we need to split up between saving for our future and living for today, because we're big believers in, yes, we understand that tomorrow is not promised and that we can't take money with us, but we are also big believers in leaving a legacy. So there's so many things that maybe you haven't even thought of before that you want to be able to do, and we're here to help you. We'll tell you, you can have it all. We do believe that. It's just a matter of knowing your numbers, knowing how they work for you, and then planning accordingly.
Absolutely. How do you, just like wrap it up, how do you tell the difference between good and bad debt?
Well, for starters, I think you should talk to a professional always. That's always our recommendation. Financial advisor, somebody that holds that fiduciary responsibility and that can recognize where you're at and really get you on track for the goal, not for where they think you should be, but for the goal. But I think beyond that is like, don't let your debt define you. So if you're hesitant on going to a financial advisor for help because maybe you have a lot of debt and you think that's bad, or you're associating it with, you not being worthy enough to talk to somebody to get help in that space, like it's a moral filing. Like you should not associate it with bad, because there is good debt and there's bad debt, but unless you're working with somebody to get out of it, that can be difficult.
Yeah. I mean, I think keep in mind that interest rate, is it above or below 7%?
Yeah, that's a good rule of
Is
thumb.
it tied to appreciating asset or future income?
Oh, yeah.
Does it support your long and short-term goals, or is it just for instant gratification?
Ooh, yes, I love that.
And then can I afford this payment without sacrificing the priorities / needs in life? Huge takeaways.
Think about it. Like when you think of really wealthy people, do you think they just don't have any debt?
Oh, they all have debt.
Right. I mean, the wealthiest people in the world have so much debt. It can be mind-boggling. So it's like just understanding that debt can be good.
Yeah.
It can be good.
There is good and bad debt.
Right. So, you know what? Let's just chat about it. Don't even think that you need to have it all figured out. Just come to us. Let's chat about it. Let's see what those goals are, and we'll help get you there. What we say here at Gem Wealth is stay consistent, give yourself grace, because every gem starts uncut.